Tell me when to start.
It's going.
It's going? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, hi everybody. My name is Menon. I am 21 years old and I'm from San Francisco, California. Um, I guess the reason that I chose to volunteer with the Broad Review was because it offered a unique opportunity for me to volunteer abroad, which even at its base value is something that I haven't really done before. So I go to college at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and pretty much throughout my entire college career so far, as a pre-med student, I've pretty much localized my experiences to either my home area in California or in Alabama, and I wanted to kind of branch out and work with different populations, and this project really gave me the opportunity to do that. So a little bit more specifically about what we've been doing. So here in Quito, Ecuador, we have a lot of like free of charge community health clinics in the more impoverished areas of the community that are medically underserved in relation to the more central areas and the bigger private hospitals. And so I got the chance to volunteer for a couple weeks at one of these community health centers, and I've been working over the past few weeks with emergency physicians, the nurses, OBGYNs, and so on. And I've really gotten a new insight on, I guess, just patient care in general, but also how important the existence of healthcare and like healthcare access is in these impoverished communities. Because in the typical day, we've had like patients come in maybe like every 5 or 10 minutes or so, and at times it's like completely rapid fire, like, okay, what's going on? How can we help you? Okay, let's prescribe you some medication. Or if it's a person who came in with like a stab wound, or a dog on the street was, bit him a couple times, and we have to make sure that we heal that and disinfect it before we let him go. And so there's been a huge variety of different kinds of patient cases, and I've really appreciated the chance to gain insight into that range of aspects of the patient care setting. So like I said before, I'm pre-med. I'm set on going to medical school. I am currently enrolled in the early medical school acceptance program at UAB. And so it wasn't so much like I wanted medical experience for medical school applications or something, no, but like I really just wanted to gain a new insight into everything. And for me personally, I guess the area which I grew up in California, I've been more fortunate to always have a roof over my head and generally have like food on the dining table. I haven't really had to worry about basic necessities like that, like food and shelter. But the kinds of experiences and the types of patients that I interacted with over the past couple of weeks definitely gave me a different perspective into the fact that around the world there is that big inequity in healthcare and food access and all of that. And it definitely, the past 2 weeks have inspired me to pursue a more global health direction in my medical studies and my medical practice. And so I've already told the host family here that I want to come back after medical school, once I get my MD, so that way I can practice more with these patients and I can actually help as a doctor as opposed to as a volunteer who's still training and trying to learn things. And I feel like I can continue to help out in a greater detail when I get my doctorate. I guess I can also talk a little bit about living with the local family. The host family here has just been absolutely sublime. I guess for a bit of context, I come from an Indian heritage, and my family originally stems from a southern part of India in the province called Kerala, mostly coastal. Both of my parents' hometowns are coastal. And here in the local family, we have two parents, both of which are from the coastal towns of Ecuador. And both Ecuador and southern India are pretty tropical. So what I came to notice actually is that so many of the different foods that this family cooks and the family makes are extremely similar to what I had back home. And so it was almost like I know the phrase home away from home is so cliche, but okay, sorry, their dog is just absolutely gorgeous and I'm petting him during the video here. I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but yeah. What was this? Yeah, okay, so food, right. The phrase home away from home is such a cliche, but like I really felt like this was a home away from home for me for the past 2 weeks because the culture was so similar, the familial values and perspectives which both parents and the students here had, very similar to what I had back home. The food was very similar. I could relate almost every single dish that our host mother made to something that I made with my mom back home. And especially because I'm such a foodie, like that was just like a cherry on top for the entire experience. So especially because this was, my first kind of volunteer abroad experience. This was my first experience where I went international alone. And I definitely had my doubts at the beginning of the program, like before coming here. But I have to say this was probably one of the best 2 weeks of my entire life, and I'm eternally grateful for everything that I've learned, and I can't wait to come back. So yeah, I guess that's my video testimonial.